G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 17 of our Aether Pets Ritualist, where last time I left you, I was farming Voldrak the Destroyer, or whatever his name is, Voldrak the whatever, over here in the Smuggler's Pass in order to get this Mistborn Talisman recipe. Now, I did get one of those, and I've made two of that recipe so far. So what I've done is, well, let me explain, okay? The very next time I killed him, he dropped the recipe for the Mistborn Talisman, and I started recording there, and I was like, I'm gonna make this really cool relic, and then I ran into this. Now, Haunt is one of the requirements to make an ancestor, and Haunt requires Glacier and Corruption, which you can get the recipes for these, I believe, from Hiram in the Steelcap district. So they're relatively easy. Equilibrium I already had equipped, so I was like, that's no big problem. But then you get to Haunted Steel, Aether Soul, and Aether Steel Bolts. Now these are a little bit annoying to make. So Haunted Steel requires 12 Chthonic Seals of Binding, and I had, I think, 1. So to get Chthonic Seals of Binding, I came up to Astrakhan Valley. Actually, I'll show you where I went. Into here, the Tomb of Korvac. And in there, you're going to find a lot of Chthonic monsters. There's a couple of heroes in there as well. And they scale with you. I'm not sure what the max level they scale to is, but definitely they are level 60 right now. So if you're level 60 and you need Chthonic Seals of Binding, go there. Okay, the next issue I had was I got that far and I thought, okay, I can't do this one. I'm not gonna keep recording and farming 12 of these dang things. So maybe I can't do the Haunt, which then means I can't do Ancestor. So I thought, okay, well, what about Savagery? What's involved in that? So I went to Savage, Savage, not Savagery, and went, oh bugger, I need 2 Manticore Eyes, and I only had 1. And I also needed another Mistborn Talisman, which, I've got one of those now, that's no big deal. But the Manticore Eye was a problem for getting Savage. And so I went to Pine Barrens and I killed Megara. I think I killed her 3 times in order to make Savage. So I have the Savage Relic as well. And then I thought, well, as long as I'm doing all the pet relics, I may as well make Hysteria as well. And Hysteria is, it's effectively free by the time you get to Homestead. So Homestead sells the Hysteria blueprint. You will have 1 Blood of Chthon. There are quests here to get that. This is guaranteed. You will have this if you do the quests. The quest over, where is it? Over here. To let the little girl out of the cave, except the girl is actually a demon. If you do that, you will get a Blood of Chthon. The quest all the way back in Act 1 in Devil's Crossing to kill Dureni, I believe will give you a Blood of Chthon if you kill him. So you're pretty much guaranteed to have Hysteria as well. So I made one of those, I made a Savage, and now I'm going to make Haunt, which means I need to take this off to make my Haunt. These swords, Spectral Longswords, drop from ghost enemies. If you are desperately trying to find ghost enemies, with what we have unlocked so far, you could go to Elite and go out here. Hang on, where are we? I don't think I can get there from here. You could go to Elite, go to the Arcovian Foothills, which we haven't unlocked in Elite. So you will have to run from... Where is it? Here's the prison. You have to run from here, across here, kill, what's his face, the first guy they send you to kill, and then come out here and there's a cave, where is it? Cave's in here, I think. In this cave, there's a whole bunch of ghosts. You'll get one. There is a merchant that sells these as well. I think it's one of the merchants in, like, the Torment Dungeon, which I can't remember the name of right now. Steps of Torment. Which you can access in normal, but it will cost you a skeleton key. There is a merchant that sells them. I just don't remember exactly where it is. But if you kill any kind of ghost and ghost monster, ghost enemy, it has a decent chance of dropping those. So that is, where am I? Here we go. Haunt. That's where you get those from. Glacier and Corruption, as I said, you can get from Hiram in the Steelcap District. Equilibrium, you start being able to make this. Haunted Steel, I believe, is Black Legion. So there... Is it Black Legion? Haunted Steel, it is not Black Legion. And I just spent a whole bunch of money on Ballistic Plating. Okay, I guess I'm learning that now. Haunted Steel must be the Death's Vigil one from Nova here. If you sided with Death's Vigil, after a certain point they will appear in Homestead. So, Haunted Steel, yep, there it is, Haunted Steel. This is ridiculously expensive. So you needed that. I also needed Mark of Mogdrogan for something, for one of these relics. I think it was Savage. Rampage and Inferno. Rampage is basically free. Inferno is basically free. Okay, so it was something in Ancestor. Also needed a Mark of Mogdrogan. Oh. You just need a Mark of Mogdrogan. Okay, so the Mark of Mogdrogan. This recipe comes from the Rovers, and it needs 12 Aether Shards. And I had one. So I have been farming Elite Warden's Laboratory. Go backwards, kill the shards. I was averaging about 1 per run. The other way you can get these is if you go to the Steelcap District. I haven't confirmed this. I haven't seen Hiram selling one of these, but cancel that. I have seen him selling them. This is the 5th or 6th time I've been to collect these from him. I think killing the guys in the Warden's Laboratory is going to get you that faster. But you can come here, reset him, leave the game, come back, teleport somewhere, wait 10 seconds, come back. All of those will work. So you can just straight up buy them from him. And if you're farming him for blueprints anyway, that is a viable option. So I've collected all the stuff. I'm going to put the Ancestor together now. All told, it has taken me around about... did I not make Haunt? I did make a Haunt. Where is it? That's equipped. It's taken me about an hour. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 40 minutes to an hour, to get the stuff required to make Ancestor and Savage and Hysteria. So, I've got them all. Let's have a look at what they do, alright? So the first one, the cheap one, the one that's free, that you could have had the whole time instead of Equilibrium, gives you a new pet. This one gives you a... we'll put him here. Where is he? He's a little crabby dude. Where is he? Summon Spirit Crab. Okay, I'm going to kill all my skeletons so you can see him. Kill the Briarthorn. Oh dear, that's annoying. Do any of these have spirit on them? Nope. Okay, how much short am I? 399, and what's that one? You know what? I'm going to put 5 points in spirit, just to do this. Okay, all my pets are dead. Here's the crab. So he's a ghost crab, and he does mostly cold damage, which you can find out if you hover over him. Crab claws, cold and vitality, and he has a cold nova attack, which he's replaced my pet attack button, which is frustrating. So he'll go in, he'll attack stuff. There's his cold nova. When you get this guy, he's murdering these, but he's got 13 levels on these. He is bad. He is not a good pet at all. I don't recommend this for this point in the playthrough. If you wanted to get this earlier, around level 30-ish, he would be decent. Then he is not good at level 60. So that's the crab. The next one is Savage. This particular relic grants offensive ability, which is basically worthless for us. Gives a 10 elemental damage, flat elemental damage bonus to your pets with 20 LE resist to your pets, which is nice. 31% all damage and 12% health. This is decent. If you were to make this around, what, level 35 or so, it would be pretty good. It also gives you a pet doggy, and as we know, all doggies are good boys. This one does lightning damage, so Stormhound abilities, physical and lightning damage. I'm actually not sure if he has any special attacks. Let's go kill some stuff. I think he breathes lightning, but we'll sick him on some Chthonics and just see what happens. Okay, looks like he has a lightning-based claw attack similar to the Hellhound, and breathes lightning, again similar to the Hellhound from Occultist. Not bad. Again though, he's got 13 levels on these guys, and he was basically half dead. So, not amazing. So we'll take him off. Ancestor, this is the one you want to get, maybe not at level 50, but you kind of want this as a pet character, I guess. This one is going to give you a buff. Ancestral Bond. We're going to turn that on. Turn all the rest of this on as well. Or rather turn everything off, because derp. Okay, 7 and 8. Right. So that's a pet buff. You can see here, it's it must be toggled to maintain, so it's a buff. It's an aura, and it doesn't apply to you. You get nothing from this. You get 1 active energy per second being drained and 200 energy being reserved. But your pets get 32 flat elemental damage, 100% elemental damage, which means that 32 LE damage is now 64, 10% total speed, which is really nice, 100% retaliation damage for your pets, which is, yeah, it's there, and 15% crit damage, which, as I say, at this point, we kind of don't have crit chance on our pets, or if we do, it's very, very low. So I ignore that one. The vitality resistance is nice enough, I guess. There's not a lot of enemies that do huge amounts of vitality resistance in this game. The Chthonic guys do, but it's not a big deal. But this one has +1 skills to Shaman, flat LE damage, and I was thinking about this while I was farming for it as well. Guess what does elemental damage? These guys, the mages, these fireballs, that's elemental damage. And it just got 100% bonus added onto it. So if we have a look at our pet stats, where is all damage? Damage, 173. So that for elemental, do we have a fire? Oh, that's fire resistance. For elemental, that is 273 now. So that's a pretty big boost to the mages. Not amazing, but, you know, pretty good. And the +1 to Shaman applies to all the Shaman skills we have. So a little bit extra, all this stuff. It's pretty good. One of the other things I found while I was farming, I found these two. Actually, both of these dropped. I killed, I think his name is Thalnosh, the boss of Lunal'Valgoth. I killed him once, and he dropped both of these. Now, Bloodsworn Signets are pretty good. So +3 to Emboldening Presence, +3 to Bonds of Bismail, and +3 to Skandra's Elemental Exchange. Bonds of Bismail, I think, is the Occultist spell. Yeah, it is. So these are really good for Conjurers, but they're also pretty good for us, because that +3 to Emboldening Presence is nice, though we don't actually have it yet. And this one has +2 to Summon Briarthorn from the Of the Wild, and then they just have pet stuff as well, all damage, offensive ability, fizz resistance, all damage, attack speed, fizz resistance. These are really good, but unfortunately, the resistances on them are rubbish. So, as much as I would love to get +6 to Emboldening Presence, +2 to Summon Briarthorn, like 100 and... what is that, 100 and 118% all damage, some attack speed. Yeah, these would be really nice to wear, but unfortunately, it would nuke our resistances. So we're not going to wear those. What was the other thing I found? I think it was an offhand. This one I wanted to mention. The Bloodsworn Codex of Binding is decent for this build. +2 to Briarthorn, +2 to Ray Skeletons, +2 to Ground Slam. All skills we use. The Frozen Core comes from Arcanist, which is, we can't use it. And the Of Binding also, I believe, gives percent damage and health, or some of those bonus to all pets comes from the Of Binding. Okay, it's going to be the all damage, offensive ability, and I think some of the health percent as well. So that would be decent if I had found that while I was leveling up. I didn't, so here we are. We are still 60 points short for the Houndmaster's Bound Wraith, which is unfortunate. I really want to wear this. I just don't have the spirit. I've already put 6 points into spirit. I might bring this up to 10, but realistically, without getting an item to boost spirit, which is probably going to mean replacing Chester legs or something like that, without an item to get that, it's not going to happen. So the other thing is a belt. Now this belt, +2 to Briarthorn and the pet stats, that comes from Of the Wild. Other than those, this belt is rubbish. So we're going to go and craft one. Now at level 70, Homestead has a recipe to give you a belt. The solar belt is +1 to Shaman skills, which you can buy from this quartermaster here. Solar belt, this one. And they have another recipe here, the Solar Waist Guard, which is level 50, and then they will also have a level 70 version. I've already bought the Solar Waist Guard, and that has +1 to Shaman skills and some other stats which are basically meaningless. I'm hoping to craft one with a pet affix on it. I believe the only belt with +1 to Necro skills that is farmable, as in not random, is Lunal'Valgoth's belt, which is in Malmo. Solar Waist Guard is the level 50. Hang on. Yeah, this one. Vicious Spikes. Vicious Spikes. Okay, so I can make, I think, 5. Let's see what we get. Nope, I can't make 5. Serrated Spikes. I think I just used all my serrated spikes to make vicious spikes. Does it need them? It does. Okay. So serrated spikes drop from insects and bugs. I think we're just going to leave it. I will show you the Lunal'Valgoth belt, or at least where you can get it. It is a bit of a run, but I'll go kill her once, and if she drops it, then +1 to Necro skills. And if she doesn't, not the end of the world. Unfortunately, it is a bit of a run to get there, but I think it's worth it actually. I'm just gonna pretend all these Chthonians don't exist. It is a shame that as far as the relics go for Ritualist, there really isn't a great one until you start looking at the level 94 stuff. I believe we're going to be getting the Dirge of Arcovia once we've found the recipe, and once we're level 94, but while leveling, there isn't really a great option. The 3 pet relics are, I mean, they're not bad, but they're not great either. They're more geared towards elemental damage. So Hysteria is the cold crab, which is elemental damage, and then Savage is the lightning dog, which is elemental, and then Ancestor provides a whole bunch of elemental bonuses. So yeah, there's really not a huge amount of good options for ritualists. You can get some relics with like +1 to necro, which wouldn't be awful. But I think Ancestor is probably still your best bet, even though it's not great. So that is unfortunate. Also unfortunate is that the Chaos Gate is not there. Um, you guys know I'm doing this. If you've been watching for long enough, you know I love me some totems. Let's actually get some pets. That's probably not a bad idea. We got all the pets. Let's set them to aggressive. Right, let's go. Put all the buffs up, blink away, watch everything melt. Okay, what did we get? Empowered Cruel Edge, that sounds like something we're not going to use. All of this looks like stuff we're not going to use, but that's fine. More steel, or sorry, more iron bits. Where are we? I think the other one is here. The lack of a rift is annoying, but it is what it is. I think the other one is over here somewhere. Okay, I missed one. It was the first one, I think. That's alright, we'll go find it. I think it's definitely worth doing this. I could go and farm insects and find the what is it called? The vicious spikes and just craft a couple of those belts. But this is alright as well. Actually, while I'm here, I'm just gonna check the map because it's possible I'm misremembering where this is. Where are we? Lone Watch. Let's go. Okay, one there, one there. Okay, yes, I am going the wrong way. It's up. Here is me running around like an idiot, going completely the wrong way. Alright, so this is that one, and actually there's potentially a treasure trove here. It's not here, I don't think. Oh, I'm in the wrong place, that's why it's not here. Okay. Grab this. Everybody loves XP. Alright, so I am over there, which means this little camp could have had a treasure trove in it. It does not. Could have been a totem in this area somewhere. It's not here because of the previous one. And here is what I was looking for. Alright, let's go into Morndale, I think it is. Cinder Waste. Alright, I'm just going to check the map because I don't want to go to the wrong way again. We are at that particular spot. Okay. Here we go. I came up here to check for a treasure trove. It's not there. So we are moving over this way. I'm not sure why, but I always come in here and get this. It never has anything I want, but I always open it. Same with a lot of other hidden spoils and such. Never has what I want. Respected with Barrowhome, that could be good. They do have some pet items. Blueprint and Relic. Okay, all of our pets are being eaten, so we'll resummon. Alright, so I've already got the treasure trove in here, so we're done. We don't need to be here anymore. Gabal Thun, the Vision of Madness. You know what? We're just going to leave him. Okay, Fringes of Sanity. Yep, this is the right place. I'm glad I wasn't wrong again. If you are in here in Elite or in Ultimate, just be aware there are 3 spawn locations for the Nemesis in here, so decent chance you're going to have to fight him. But that's alright, we don't care, because we don't have Nemesis with the Chthonians yet. Touch wood. Despised. No, we're not even close, which is good. Right. So we go this way. These Relics are kind of annoying. Not so much the smaller ones, but the large ones with their aura that reduces your max health. That's kind of annoying. Alright, so we talk to these guys. What's happening doesn't sound good. And they spawn her for us. And we kill her and we hope she drops the belt. Yes. Mighty of Blight. Has some pet stuffs on it. Don't care about the rest. So, Mighty is going to be the physique and probably a few other things. The part on this belt that I care about is +1 to all skills in Necromancer, which I think is actually better than the belt we have at the moment. That Chaos resistance is pretty nice. The Pierce is neither here nor there. Let's chuck it on. Now, we'll put the anti-venom salve back on, and that'll cap our poison resist. But that does leave us with kind of not great resistances on this bottom row. Fortunately, hang on, what do we got here? Rubbish, and that is a lot of elemental resistances and some life. That's actually not a bad belt. We're not using it, of course, but it is not a bad belt. You can farm this one for a couple of tries. Resistant of the Wild would be really nice, but I'm going to say that's good enough. What did we get? +1. So we've now got +2 to all Necro skills and a bunch of other stuff, giving pluses to all of our skeletons and Blight Fiend and all that. That'll do. Let's go ahead and move on to Elite, I think. Actually, you know what? Let's go do some Forgotten Gods. We've already picked, I think it was Soleil. It might have been Drieg, actually. I think I picked Drieg for the teleport. But we'll go do some Forgotten Gods. At least the first section. There's a few nice items in there, and I think it's worth doing. But first, I was actually doing get my anti-venom salve back from that belt. We might also find some vicious spikes or serrated spikes. Keep that on. So that could get us a +1 to Shaman belt. This build will mostly be focusing on Shaman later on. And I think I'm going to make a goals build out of this. But we'll see what happens. Okay. So we already took, I'm pretty sure we took Drieg for the teleport ability. Yeah, we did. So Drieg, what must we do? Speak to Kira. Kira's over here. What needs to be done? Deal with the horrors. Okay. This guy here, Riggs, you can talk to him. He will just give you a random item, which is usually rubbish. Yep. And then later on, you'll have a mission from him, or a quest from him. Alright, so these guys are all decently high level. They will scale with you, I think, to around 75 or 80. That's in normal difficulty. So be aware you're not going to just walk over this content. I say as I just walk through this content. Kill anything with a star on it. Because we chose Drieg, we don't actually have a lot of quests for the other factions, and a way we can get reputation with them is by killing stars monsters in this content, although it did kind of look like we didn't get any reputation with them, or with the cults, which is unfortunate. This looks like it might have a way through it. Nope. There is something down there though. Anyway, in Forgotten Gods in normal there are I think 9 devotion shrines as well. So we're going to hit all those, or at least some of those. I'm not sure if I'm going to complete Forgotten Gods. I think I will actually. May as well. You don't have to do this if you are that way inclined. You can fully skip this. The Bismail's chest and shoulders I think are worth getting for the resistances, the pet resistances that is. But that +1 Necro's actually given us enough to get another skeleton, which is nice. So we now have 12 skeletons. And actually, when we put these on, you know what, we don't really care about Bismail. I definitely want those plus skills to skeletons on the chest and shoulders, so we're going to use the Coven items instead. But we will go through here and just get, if I can remember where I'm going, it's been a while since I've done Forgotten Gods. We will go through here and just get some devotion shrines, if nothing else, and then I think we'll move back to Elite. I'll probably do the first half. Maybe move into the second half for the devotion shrines, but I don't think I'm going to go all the way and kill Korvac. Maybe, but probably not. Alright. Just continuing to move through. Our skeletons will be killing all this stuff as we run. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. If you're not familiar with Forgotten Gods, with where to go, with what to, where all the secrets and such are, again, I really do recommend Grim Tools. They have the map, which will show you where everything is. I'm actually not looking at it for the moment, because I kind of know where I'm going, what I need to get. Again, I say that, but it keeps showing that I actually don't know where I'm going. So it is definitely worth having the map app. But for now, I'm going to wing it. One thing about both of the expansions is your pets take a lot of damage just for existing. Look at the health on our pets, is just plummeting. That aura will be applied to your pets pretty much every time you run into a group of enemies. Whatever it is that casts that is all over the place. Look, it's already active again. It spreads between you and your pets. It just does pulsing fire damage, and yeah, it's quite annoying. But it is what it is, and we just keep resummoning. It's not so bad here as it was in Ashes, but it's still pretty bad. So we're here to kill these Okoloths Unchained. I think there's also a quest for killing the boss in here, but that may be one of the other factions that I'm misremembering. Regardless, we're going to kill him anyway. And yeah, these guys are what we're actually here for, I think. I'm not too worried about loot at this point. There are some really nice items. That is really nice for resistances, but we're not going to use it because our helmet is better. So we'll keep clearing through, keep killing these guys. How many do we need? 15? That's 9, so I think one more pack should do it. That's 10, yeah, one more pack. And I'm looking for the Devotion Shrine, which I think is on this level. Am I wrong? I think maybe I'm wrong. There's one in here somewhere. It's probably on the next level, just based on not seeing it so far. And having actually 2 more devotion points, or 9 more, but 2 more first, will give us, both us and our pets, Aether and Chaos Resist, which will be very nice. Coerced Wraith, that's a whole bunch of skills I don't have. Do be careful. Was down to one pet there. Do be careful in this area. These tombs can be quite dangerous. I will often come here, so if I'm making like a conjurer that I want to fire convert the pets, the way you do that is with a weapon that drops in the second half of Forgotten Gods. All of this elemental damage is actually very dangerous when you are low level. Just be careful. I've lost a lot of characters in this section. More than I'd like to admit to, but probably less than you're thinking. Okay, there's our last group of these guys. Nope, never mind, we're actually already done. So we're just here for the Devotion Shrine. I think that's it. I don't think we actually need to kill the last boss in here. We're going to anyway, but I don't think we have to. I know there's a shrine in here somewhere, I'm just not sure where. There it is. Okay, yeah, it was on the second floor. Good. Good, good, good. I guess the good part is that I found it, rather than it being on the second floor. If it was on the first floor, that would actually be better, because it would mean I don't have to come in here. Skellies are all dead again. This regen is doing work. I'm seriously thinking about swapping in, or swapping points out of this bar and just maxing out Heart of the Wild for the regen boost. I think it would be really helpful for our survivability. But I also really want to get Emboldening Presence, so it's a bit hard. Alright, we're going to wait for this to finish, resummon the big pets, push the damage buttons, and start. There we go. We do a lot of damage, as you can see, but there's just so much damage that your pets take just for like existing. It's kind of shitty. Chaos Res or Aether Res is your choice at this point. For me, my Chaos is capped, my Aether is not. I'm going to take the Aether. So, that one. And the next point I'm going to take that anyway, and then we'll start on Typhus for some more pet stuff. If we go all the way through Forgotten Gods, we might actually end up getting Typhus fully. I think there's 9, I needed 2, so that leaves 7. How many points is Typhus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we should be able to finish that. Right. Let's kill him. This guy can shotgun you, so just be aware, most of the bosses in Forgotten Gods content, if you're coming here and you're not level 60 and you don't have capped resistances, they are very scary. Very, very scary. They do a lot of damage. Okay, so we've cleared that. Let's go ahead and leave. And I'm actually going to cut the episode here, because we're coming up on 40 minutes, and next episode we'll finish Forgotten Gods, I think. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.